The Callaway MAVRIK Driver. Is it any good for a mid-handicap golfer? Let's find out. Right, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching my video. Thanks for watching this review of the Callaway MAVRIK Driver. But if you're new here, please drop a subscribe down below. Please ring that bell so you're notified of any further videos we do. I will be reviewing the whole MAVRIK range, all three drivers, the fairway wood, hybrid, and all three of the irons as well. So if that interests you, drop a little subscribe down below and ring the notification bell. If you are new or you're a current subscriber and you don't know about it, me and this idiot.
Tell you what, it's fucking cold here as well, isn't it? You know what I mean? Just dancing to keep warm, you know?
We've started a podcast and it's called Only Fools and Golfers. And it's basically me and him just chatting, asking questions, interviewing other YouTubers, just other people in the golf industry. So far, we've had Danny Lilly on, Ant Fieldhouse on. We've had the Dan from Northern Ball Markers on, and we've also had Dan Hendrickson of Dan Hendrickson Golf on. And to come, we've got Alex Orca, who owns Orca Golf. We've got the head of Wales Golf coming on, the average golfer. So we've got lots of guests coming on. So if you are new and you've not listened to that yet, go on iTunes or Spotify, search Only Fools and Golfers, and listen to us two idiots chatting rubbish with guests for an hour. But anyway, on to today. And today, we've got the Callaway MAVRIK. I have to admit, when this first came out, I thought it looked horrendous. I think the bottom of it just looks, or looked a little bit, you know, non-inspiring, a little bit boring. And when I've got it in, I've not really changed my mind, if I'm honest. The bottom of it just doesn't shout out anything to me. I think the Epic Flash looked really good. The only thing I like about this is the copper orange, and that's about it, if I'm honest. From the bottom, it's just not my thing. And it has this really weird shape. It looks a little bit like a butt cheek. If you look at it like that way, it just looks a bit like an arse cheek to me. Yeah, but it's different. So you can't knock them for trying something different. On the MAVRIK, the weight is at the back. So that screams to me that this is going to be forgiving because the centre of gravity, the MOI, is going to be really high, and the centre of gravity is right at the back, so this is going to be forgiving. So for me, I don't think this is the driver for me. I'm a high spinner, high launching drop person, and I need all the weight at the front to get the ball up in the air. But build quality wise, it's just looked great. You know, it's got new flash face, it's got AI. We'll go through the spec in a minute. And from the top as well, we'll do some close-ups. It's just traditional Callaway with the chevron, the darkness blending into the carbon. And then it's also got a little bit of orange and grey lipstick going around the back and the top and the sides with the word MAVRIK on it. It comes with the normal Callaway hosel that you can change plus or minus, plus 2 degrees, minus 1 degree, and then you can put it in. God, do you know what? It's just got so many options. You know, you can plus, minus, draw setting, standard. So this is a great driver. I've got the 9 degree driver, so this will go to 11, possibly down to 8. And I've put in the Rogue X-Stiff shaft in it. It's the 76 gram X-Stiff shaft. I'm not swinging fast at the minute, so I may slide that one out and put in the stiff just to get a little bit lighter, but we'll see what we get. But you know, my numbers are my numbers. You're not going to buy this club because I hit it however far I hit it. I'm probably expecting, I don't know, 260, 270. I'm not going to go full bore at it, which will surprise some people to the main channel. What I do like, it's got the aligned grip, and I love this aligned grip. I love the feeling at the back. I use mid-size aligned grips, but I find it just lines up your hands a lot better on the club. So let's go and look at some of the spec. So the face itself is a new artificial intelligence. So they've got this supercomputer designed flash face made from SS20. It says fast ball speeds all across the face. Well, we'll try and test that. It's got consistent performance, the new face architecture required F2S2 titanium, and extremely strong material that's 6 grams lighter than traditional titanium. So they're going down the lightness route on this one. And they're saying that because it's lighter, then the head will be faster. They've got internal jailbreak bars, so the jailbreak hasn't gone anywhere, which is nice to see from Callaway that, you know, they trust their tech. So jailbreak is still where it is. And this one has a new Cyclone aero shape. And that is all about reducing drag. That seems to be the theme this year. It's all about reducing drag. Will you see it? Doubt it very much. It's probably just a little bit of marketing. I suppose that if they're saying it, then they put it on their robots and it may be 1-2 mile an hour faster. But for people of humans who can swing so drastically different all the time, I suppose it's pretty much impossible to test. You could do averages, but you're going to buy this because you like it. Let's be honest. If you've got the Epic Flash, I don't think you're going to be going into this unless you really want orange, but then you can just get a custom Epic Flash. But we'll test it anyway. We'll hit some shots. We'll see what numbers we get and we'll have a look. But the one thing I will say is, for someone who's never liked Callaway, this Maverick Driver is pretty nice looking from the top down. I know it's traditional Callaway. It's a big 460cc head, which isn't my thing. I love the TS4 because it's a slightly smaller head. I think it looks smaller, and that in my head is what I like. But from the top, this just looks like every traditional driver that Callaway have done. So let's get in the simulator and let's see what we can do with this. Who knows? Club is set up in completely standard. We've got a Srixon Z style ball, clear driving range. I'm going to hit 5 shots, see what sort of averages we get, and go from there. Really, be interesting. Interesting indeed. Right, the first thing I'll say when you set up a ball is this looks really open. I look straight down the line of the club, and it just sits really open. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and close the face. I don't like that. I think this is, if I kept it like that, it would just go right every time. No, I don't like that sitting that far open. I think the other thing is with handicap golfers is we've got a tendency to slice everything anyway. So if the face is sat open, I think it's just gonna try and promote that slice more, which is why if you get fitted, you play with these settings, get it dialed in, but I'm just gonna sit with standard for now. See where we go. And that was high on toe. That's the one I'm worried about. Yeah, that's the one I'd be worried about, definitely. I mean, that wasn't a great swing anyway. 23 launch, 4.5 spin. Yeah, that's just going nowhere. It's that face, it's putting me off. I'm trying to close the face off a bit because I just feel myself wanting to send this out to the right, so I'm going to have to try and close the face a bit on my way through. Again, it's just wants to open that face up. I don't like it. It's too spin. Oh, all right, let's try and close the face a bit. Not getting on with this at all at the minute. Felt a bit better. A bit straighter, but it's just spinny. Spinny and fading out to the right. I mean, it's all right for distance. But it's just that launch, it's with the face being open, it's just wanting me to give it so much launch. It's going so high. Right, let's try and get a draw instead of a fade on everything. It's definitely drawing, i.e. pulling. Yeah, the launch was better, spin was better, but I just tried to overcorrect it, and I think that's why I don't like it. So I've got to try and manipulate the face on its standard settings. It's a little bit better, started to draw around, a little bit out to the right, but it was a better connection. Yeah, so we're getting there. I mean, the launch is still 18. Ideally, I'd want it to be around the sort of 12 to 14 mark. It's just that face that's doing it for me. The sound so is really good, and that's one thing I've picked up from other reviewers is the sound. Sounds fantastic. Yeah, so for me in this setting, I can't get on with it. Face is too open. As you can see, everything's just going out to the right, and this one was me trying to close the face off too much. Can't get on with it like that. Let's have a quick look through the numbers. It's not amazing for me. I think my problem here is I'm launching it too high at 19.5. And I'm spinning it at 3,177, and that is just too, it's not a great combination, which means my average carry is 258, my total yardage is 284. The club speed, average 102, you know, I said that it would be down on normal. I'm not at full pelt at the minute, but I'm getting good efficiency from the swing speed to the ball speed, so that's not bad. It's just for me, that club sits too far open, and everything just promotes it going right, which is why everything, if you look at this over here, is just going over to the right, and then this was me trying to correct it too much, and that's why for me I wouldn't have this golf club, because it doesn't suit me personally. In the interest of fairness, I'm going to hit my TS4 just to see if it's me swinging today, but the TS4 immediately is a closed face, and it just makes me feel so much better. But we'll just see what this does to see if it's me today or whether it's just that open faced club. Well, we look at there, launch 19, spin 3-3. So it's just me today. The Maverick is more or less the same. I mean, I've only had one shot with it, but it's more or less the same as what I've done with my TS4. And that's the thing about golf, is we have good days and we have bad days. This club for me sounds amazing. Yeah, the sound off the face is, I love it. It's not my favorite. I prefer the tinginess of titanium, so it's quite a dully kind of sound, but it's really pleasing to the eye. So the sound is great. Is it any faster? Which, you know, because of the aerodynamics, I can't test that. And if you read into that and believe it, it's completely up to you. For me, the face sits too open, but, you know, arguably that TS4 one is exactly the same as the rest of them, same sort of shape. So that's me swinging today. So when you do go out and test this, bring your own driver as well and see what the characteristics are. You know, if you're having a bag swinging day, don't buy it on that day. Go away, come back again and try it another day. You know, you're in no pressure, or you shouldn't be pressurised to buying something when you go for a fitting. Go for a fitting. If it isn't for you, it isn't for you on that day, if you're having a bad swinging day. But let's go down, let's conclude this and see what we actually think of the Maverick. Okay, so in conclusion, what do I think of the Maverick? Well, firstly, the head cover looks amazing, if you like orange. The good thing about Callaway is you can pay a little bit extra, but you can custom shop it. So like if you came to us, we fitted you for a Maverick driver and you say you wanted it in blue, pink, accent lines, whatever, we can order that in for you, but there is an extra charge to that. So you don't have to have it in orange. So if the orange is putting you off and you can afford it, you know, get a different colour. Simple as that. I don't know if the head cover comes in a different colour, but the club certainly will. So, conclusions. The Callaway Maverick, what do I think? It's a good driver. I mean, today I wasn't swinging my best, and in the interest of fairness, I wanted to test my TS4 against the Maverick to see if the open face was making a bit of a difference, and in general it wasn't. But in my head, I kept thinking I'm going to hit it out to the right, and that's why it just wasn't for me. It sat too much open. Played around with the settings, and I can't get it to close enough for me to be happy with. That's just me. You know, and that's the good thing about golf, is everybody is individual. Everyone has their perks, their nuances, their little things that they like. Nuances even, not nuances, it's even a word. Nuances that they like. And for me, I like the club to be a little bit closed. So in my head, I think I can't slice this. We do, you know, we're mid-handicap golfers. That's what happens. But if it's open at address and I've got a tendency to push it out to the right, then it's just going to make me think it's going to go out to the right. And the last thing you want to do when you want a golf shot is think you're going to hit it nowhere near where you want it to do. Does the speed, is there any more speed off the face? Impossible to test, to be honest. The golf drivers these days are all there or thereabouts, you know. Some are carbon, some are titanium, some have got flash face, some have got twist face, some have got speed injected face, but they're all much of a muchness if you're going to be completely honest with yourself. So would I buy the Maverick? I personally wouldn't, because its MOI is at the back, its centre of gravity is at the back, it's too high spinning, and it offers too much launch for me. Sub-zero, possibly. We're going to test that in a different video. But if you struggle to get the ball up in the air, you struggle for launch, and you get the right shaft in it, then this is definitely a club that could work for you, because the weight is at the back. It's going to be forgiving for people who can control the face a bit better than I can, because clearly today I can't control this face. Anyway, I've been Lee Whittaker. Thank you very much for watching this review. Yeah, I hope you like it. Comment down below. Give us a like. And if you do like my channel, please subscribe down below by clicking the subscribe button and clicking that notification bell. Lots more Maverick stuff to come. Hopefully I hit it a little bit better next time. But I want to give honest reviews. I'm not going to wait and pick the shots and wait until I can hit the ball properly. I'll give you the shots as I hit them and let you know what I think. Great club. Not for me, personally, but if you're in the market for a new driver, go and check out the Maverick, but always get custom fit. That's all for now. Thank you.